wife. I'm Sir Hans Capon of Lipa, Lord of Ratai. That is, almost.
Almost a nobleman, sir?
It's, well, a little complicated. Basically, my father, God rest his soul, bequeathed his estate to me when I come of age.
Ah, what's complicated about that, sir?
Nothing. And everything. But the thing is, it's up to a bunch of nobles that my father appointed to decide when I'm of age.
You seem quite adult to me, sir.
Yeah, I should think so. But they keep dragging their heels about it. They'd have to meet up to decide. And it's either, oh, it's too far to travel, or some are on their last legs and they just don't want to do it. If things were normal, I could present my claim to the king and he'd confirm my adulthood. Only our king is being held captive in Austria by his own brother, and I'm still the almost Lord of Ratai.
Our king is locked up?
Yes. Look who's finally up. Henry! Come and join us. Good morning, Henry. You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking. Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. My life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The third time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Audio test? There we are. Oh my god. I'm sorry, everyone. Hi, I'm Professor McCoy. Oh no, welcome to Kingdom Come Deliverance II. No one warned me. Alright, it's fine. Anyway, I've been yapping this whole time, so my apologies. I was, first of all, yapping about the thumbnail. The thumbnail for tonight is a genuine manuscript and illumination from the late 13th century, from an Arthurian tale. I was saying that I'm shooting for using more historically authentic tapestries, illuminations, illustrations, woodcuts maybe, that sort of thing. Last time I did a lot of AI generated ones that I think most of which turned out pretty well. But I'm going to shoot for seeing if I can do some more actual historical ones. I found a great source of historical illustrations, medieval illustrations, which actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to put a link to it in the description. It's, oh, what is it? I'll put a link to it in the description after the stream. So if you're interested in checking these out, it's a massive database. I highly recommend it as a source if you're looking for these sorts of things. I found it from, it was recommended by, why am I blanking? Metatron. That's it, Metatron. He used it for a lot of his videos, apparently. So, anyway, just 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, this is, as I was saying before I unmuted, This is, I think, just an excuse to sort of recap the events of the last game for players who are new. But also, we get to have the boys here telling stories about the good old times. So, yeah.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
I made it mad, and when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he
Don't
got
boar
caught
hunt
by a
with a bow.
human patrol.
Humans?
Especially with a little hunting bow.
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is...
Okay, but...
How did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
But
Must have
Henry
been
did.
seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna Juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a
okay.
pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
Oh, during the siege. I forgot about that. I should have remembered that. Erica just did this. Erica is, by the way, playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. And after the first time, she watched my stream of it and kind of knows the contours of the game, but is now actually playing it herself for the first time. And yeah, she just got to the Siege of Talmberg. And I had completely forgotten that Henry absolutely has to save Hans again in the battle. During the infiltration mission where everything goes wrong.
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat?
What?
He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside
Still seat.
it was.
Still seat.
Well, that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the scar for myself. But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
Yeah, let's be thankful here, you know? First and foremost.
Yeah, true. I'll never forget you for dragging me all the way here from the lake.
You're quite welcome. The Lords of Lipa do not leave their friends in the lurch.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important
Even though we
mission,
just
and we
did,
cannot
like,
afford
quite a
to
lot.
dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you. for your journey.
Bajena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
Ah, but I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that spade. We can't manage without it.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bajena.
I have something for you, Henry.
Need to find
Ma
my
had
own, but
trouble
okay.
because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlena.
Cool.
This'll come in handy.
I'm gonna see about
No
brewing
doubt.
some before we leave.
But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of Lipa for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always...
He's talking. He'll be at it for a little bit. Let him talk. Okay. No.
Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer.
Wait, what?
Sorry for coming late, Mark.
Oh, I need to. Okay. No, I need to like read the recipe or something, don't I?
The first time.
I know.
Yes. Wine, nettles, and belladonnas. I don't have either of those, so never mind.
But I was going past and I thought I'd try to sell some baskets and ointments there. And I succeeded.
Emmerich won't be happy.
Then he shouldn't sell so dear. He charges nearly twice as much as we do, so it's no wonder folks buy from us. But I understand. Next time I'll come straight home, so you're not on your own so much. If anyone comes here again threatening you, I'll put them in their place with an arrow. That'll teach them to try it on with us.
Maybe it's a good thing you wasn't here. They'd catch you, and I dread to think what
See,
they'd do with you.
this is a very wise
Never
response.
catch me. You know I can take down a hare on the run, and a man's an easier target.
True enough. You've got a steady hand and an eye like a hawk. Not like me. But you know how it is. The less fuss going
Messing
on
with
around here,
bandits
the better
unnecessarily
for
is
us. And if anything does happen,
not wise.
we've
Not
got
wise.
Growler, and he won't leave us in the lurch.
True.
And you have Growler.
That
That's true.
animal is God's gift.
The attack dog. Oh, there's
Time
Hans.
to do something useful.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
What about the rest of our company? Could someone else have got away?
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trotsky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Ratai, we'll have a
I'm in
mass
it, sir.
served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I've known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
I will add that, speaking of the latter half of the Our Father that you put in the chat, somebody mentioned this, I think, last week. If it wasn't last week, then it was off stream. It was maybe on Discord or something. They missed the perfect opportunity to name the sequel "Thy Will Be Done" or something. That would have been absolutely brilliant. But oh well, it's fine. You have to go back for Mutt, though. Absolutely.
What about Mutt? He's bound to be looking for us, and we can't just abandon him.
Henry, I like your dog, but that's not our priority right now.
He saved my skin.
So did I. First Trotsky,
Yeah, you're alive.
Bergov and the mission, then we can look for your dog.
All right. At the moment things are sorted out, I'll go looking for him.
I'd expect no less of you. So, should we get going?
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Toff? Are you yanking my pizzle?
Oh, he said it.
Long since over the hills and far away.
Oh god, I know that. Okay, so it's a wonderful turn of phrase. I actually kind of dig it. Yanking my pizzle. And I know it has become a ridiculous meme on the internet anywhere that this game gets discussed. But I also I genuinely like it just because it reminds me of growing up. Not in any bizarre way, but my dad had so many very creative ways of saying, "Are you kidding me?" Which is, "Are you yanking my pizzle?" is just one version of that, right? And it feels like he came up with a whole bunch of, on the spot, randomly. And this is a good one. And it's a nice one, and I like it. It's also nicely... I don't know if it's period appropriate per se, because it's an English translation, but it feels right.
I tell you, I saw him there.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people.
The false flag.
He's dark. God knows what you saw.
Probably
I
a false
saw
flag.
him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes.
Agent provocateur kind of
I'll
thing.
surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword.
Not a
That's good.
one, but okay.
You never know when you might need it around here. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
Yeah, okay. Don't let Grandma give you some money, okay? Again, I fully expect for us to pay her back and a great deal more at some point, but oh hey, title sequence. It's finally the title sequence. It's not quite as long of an intro as the last game was. The last game was much longer. The whole scouts part. Okay, I would do exactly the same thing. And if I had any form of bagpipes in crevasses like that, oh man. Also, I love that too because they have a great little dynamic of country boy city slicker. And it's typified right there with Henry just sort of waving to random passersby and Hans just like... Which is exactly like the dynamic. If somebody's from the city, they're going to look at you like that if you just start waving to random people. But if you're out from the country, you do that. You just wave to people. Hey. Being looked at with suspicion, I see. Because you're wearing bandits' clothes. It's the perfect end to any form of bagpipe tune. I have myself finished a bagpipe, many a bagpipe
Got a
tune in
good
exactly that
physician
manner.
at this castle, or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed.
Truly impressive castle. I love the location of this thing. Again, you don't need that much in terms of fortification if you have such an ideal location. If you have basically what is a pair of
Open up!
peaks with a nice plateau in between them,
I bear an
that is the
urgent
most
message for your
fortifiable
liege
area
lord.
you can possibly think of. It's incredible. Imsip, you're about 100 years
Hear
off.
me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa!
This is really suspicious. There's no gate guard.
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am? No, we fucking don't!
Why would you greet someone
I'm
proclaiming
Sir
himself to be an envoy
Hans Capon
like that? Even if he is
of
insane.
Perkstein. Heir to Ratai! Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even
Well,
if
at least he
did
survived. I liked
confirm
him.
your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
Yeah, best be going before the
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Your shitty hands off me!
Okay, well, at least
Wait.
that didn't turn into a conflict.
Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
Well, to be fair, look at yourself.
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Put on proper clothes, maybe? Oh, well, okay, yeah. Wash off, I guess.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Honestly surprised that
not
she
far
went along
off.
with that.
We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You tried to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Yeah, we need the letter. We need the letter is the ticket in. Even if we're dressed like beggars, even if we're this, if we get the letter back, that at least will give us some credibility.
Oh, we could track down those bandits and get our letter back. With that, they'd have to let us in.
How do you intend to do that? Ask them nicely. Please, kind bandits, pretty please, can we have our letter back? Or do you want to charge at them in these rags and hope our stink knocks them out, eh?
Kill them one by one, yeah.
No, I was thinking more like we could find a good spot to ambush them, stealthily. We could manage to take them, even just the two of us. Take them down one at a time. One after another.
Right. And with what? Sticks and stones? Henry, use your head. That would be suicide.
Well then, we might as well just head back to Ratai.
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
I suppose you're right. We'd be taken for total idiots.
Well, you could shrug that
Not
off.
that you're not.
But me,
totally.
we've got no message,
But, you
no
know.
coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenis. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
Well, there we go. Oh my god,
What is it?
everyone.
It's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for.
My word, that witch. Wench.
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
It's actually a fair point. Now,
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
I like
My
that.
That's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before.
Where were the McCoys at this time? Spelled very different, but also in the
Don't
upper Highlands
worry,
of Scotland.
I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof, it stinks like something died here.
Oh my god, just wash yourself.
Sorry to interrupt.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Yeah, like, why didn't he already do that? Anyway, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Anyway, I like the representing the prioritization of a good Christian burial for their fallen comrades before even doing anything
Him and
else.
his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ.
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha. So that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a moment then. I'll be right back.
Oh, wait, miss.
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
You were attacked by those bandits.
What bandits? What are you on about?
You were attacked at the pond. You, some other women, and so were we as it happened.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and I wasn't at any pond.
Interesting.
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Okay, well, we tried.
Here's
Little
your
odd.
wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again.
Look, she's helping. There you go.
What
That
are
counts.
you
It's good
gaping
enough.
at? Have you nothing better to do?
She's helping.
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
Before we go, like I said, I think that insistence on going back to burying one's comrades, on burying the dead, that kind of piety represents an order of prioritization that is sort of alien to the modern mind, right? It's a concern for propriety, and it's a concern for sacramental duties, broadly speaking, right? Rather than even over and above what we today would consider innately more pragmatic concerns. But I think that this game, and as well as the last one, does a really good job of getting you into the mindset of sort of medieval Christendom.
Always ready.
Glad to hear it. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house, but as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's where I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right, we'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right, we'll do it.
Glad to hear it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Scallops.
Never heard of it.
Figured.
I ain't been further than the back off me whole life. But I know this place inside and out.
Is this the only tavern here?
In Troskovitz it is.
You must be doing pretty well then, eh?
I'd be doing a lot better if everyone paid their bills.
Yeah, okay.
I heard some talk about some
I mean,
wedding.
she's getting
being
work out of
planned
it, so
here.
it's something.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Troskovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bathouse wench.
Yeah, so it's a once again, it's another element of, well, even if some tanner getting hitched to a bathhouse wench, even that is still something of a communal affair. Even if it's not lavish or anything, it's still an excuse for everyone to have a good time and have a party probably at the tavern, quite frankly. But yeah, it's once again, man, it makes me think of something we were talking about in Discord I think it was the religion server we were talking about this, when there was this recent big controversy, big hullabaloo online about childless weddings or child-free weddings, like having weddings with no children present, not allowing children at either the ceremony or the reception or whatever. And I know Matt Walsh was recently freaking out about it, and there was this woman this bride who was upset because there was a child babbling or crying or something at her ceremony, whatever. And I think that we modern people forget that marriage is about, well, first and foremost, the two co-equal ends of marriage being, not necessarily co-equal, the two mutually complementary ends of marriage, there you go, being the procreation of children and the union and mutual benefit of the spouses. And then it also becomes a sort of a tie that binds the community together. It is religious in that classical sense of being this glue that holds the community together in a familial sort of way, right? Because in a small town, everyone or nearly everyone, you can play 7 Degrees of Separation to any given person, and you will find some kind of blood or marriage relation to everybody else in town, even though it'll be degrees apart. But those kinds of unions bind the community together, especially as a small intimate community. And so a wedding ceremony, a marriage, is adding layers to that union, to that community. Right? It's reminding the community why they're together, and it's also strengthening those bonds and adding to them. And so for a wedding to be a sort of private affair, like we kind of think of it as, to be apart from the community or even apart from the families of the betrothed, is just alien to the entire concept, especially alien to the medieval mind.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Samin, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Who is this Samin?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Semain. The fort and the village belong to him. Old Jan Semain is the head of the family, and his son's called Olda, and it's him who's getting itched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Whatever her accent is, I kind of despise it.
Will Lord von Berghoff be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Semain is his vassal.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Just mumbling
If you
to
want
myself.
to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svatja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
Where do you want the sacks moved to?
To the pantry. That's the second door inside there.
Okay.
But I'd split the work with your pal if I was you, so you don't do yourself a mischief. It's his debt too, ain't it?
All
I'll
right,
go and
second door
discuss it
inside.
with my
Yeah,
friend
I don't
then.
need to ask again.
And careful with them socks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that.
Well, I don't know
coming
what
right
her
up.
accent is. It is so weirdly bizarre. I will talk to Hans.
Good
Just
day.
Good day.
Greetings. Cheers.
Cheers. What do you mean? Deal.
Cheers.
One day.
Cheers.
When the time.
Greetings. Are you the bailiff, son?
Hi, that's me. Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Cobbler of Dvorets.
That's a long name. I'll probably forget after a few tankards anyway. What do you want? You don't think you're gonna wangle some coin out of me, do you?
No. I just have a couple of questions.
Ask away. I have plenty of time.
What's going on here in the region apart from that?
Apart from the bandits, nothing much. Life's peaceful enough. The war has steered clear of us, thankfully. Lord von Berghoff is respected throughout the kingdom. But
That's
high
why I'm
politics is
here.
nothing for me. I don't stick my nose into it.
respectable. Cultivate medieval piety.
I heard there's going to be a big wedding in these parts.
Aye, that's true. My sister is marrying young Lord Semain. A big affair. Guests from the whole region will come. Maybe from as far away as Gutenberg. Even von Berghoff will come. That's how important our family is.
Look,
I figured it was more
I
Semain's
need to
family.
pass
whatever.
on an important message to von Berghoff. But I can't get into the castle because of what happened to us. Do you think you could...
Invite you? Not a chance. I don't know you from Adam.
It would only be for a while.
Look, loads of lackeys like you will be needed at the wedding. Try asking for a job. I'm not saying you're sure to get to von Berghoff that way, but you can try.
Yeah, that's.
You
an
must know
option.
young Lord Semain, don't you?
Aye, he's a close friend. Although he's been acting a bit odd recently.
Odd? Odd how?
He spends more time in the woods than at home, always riding off somewhere and doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe he'll be his old self after the wedding.
Thanks. I have to be off.
Wait a moment. Since you're here, do you play dice? It occurred to me we could roll a few. What do you say?
I've got nothing to wager.
That's a shame. It's no fun if there's nothing at stake. You know what? If you beat me, we'll work something out with the wedding.
Ooh.
You'd invite us, you mean?
You'd have to beat me first. And that's not going to happen.
All right, let's go for it. Yeah,
see about
worth
that.
a shot.
Let's play.
Let's go for
You
it.
really are desperate to get to the wedding, huh?
All right, let's see.
Maybe you're not playing for the first time, but you can't beat me.
I don't have any good dice. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna score and pass.
Why'd I even start playing?
I only need 300 points next round. I think I'm in the clear.
These ones here.
Really? That's bold. Are you? Ooh.
My God!
Ah! Okay, I think this is a scripted win, isn't it? That'll work. That gives me the points I need.
You must have a lucky.
Bloody hell! You've played before. Admit it.
True. You can't deny it.
I'm pretty sure that was a
Thank
scripted
God
win.
we
but
weren't
I don't
playing
know.
for coin. You'd have cleaned me out.
Well, we were playing for something else. So I hope you're going to keep your word.
Well, it's not that easy, you know. I can't just invite every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Only my old man can do that.
That's such an Americanism. What in the world?
A bit. But look on the bright side. We had a game, and you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I didn't win anything either.
You can still get to the wedding as a lackey. If you make an effort.
Okay, well, that was a waste of time, but okay. We got to curb stomp at dice. That's fine. Hogherd Hugo.
Sister Laws.
Hi,
I
Hans.
talked to that woman from the pond.
So I noticed, and you took your time coming back to me. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some
Can't
reason.
put up my bonk screen.
I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in
I read all
suspense.
Von Bergov is about to leave the castle.
Sacre! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down. Let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Sir Older, the son of a respected nobleman from nearby Semine Fort, is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, the local bailiff. It's the talk of the town. Invitation only, it seems. But getting to the wedding isn't as impossible as it might seem. There'll be lots of jobs to do for it. So we could get there as help for the blacksmith, or miller, and maybe someone else.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like Von Bergov will be there.
Ah, way to just bring that on.
Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
Like I said, there's going to be a lot of work involved in a wedding like that. That's our chance.
Work. Well, if you want. But how will you get me to the wedding?
Well, I thought we could both get jobs there.
I'm sure there are other options.
My God,
There's something else
Hans.
we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
And we can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
I mean, what if somebody saw you looking like you are now, regardless of whether you're working or not? Come on, man.
Do you have any idea what you look like?
Well, all right. I may not look much like a noble, but my blood's still blue. People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar, as if the disgrace at the gate wasn't enough. Oh!
You know, sir, not everyone is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Ordinary people have to work their whole lives. So you should be able to manage it too, at least for one day.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit
Oh
and
my
pay
God.
taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
It's really not. Okay, so first of all, it's not quite how that worked, or works, or has ever worked, because the three states of man, which, yeah, that is accurate-ish, these are not to be thought of as like fundamental natures that adhere intrinsically to a person, although that was often an excuse, I suppose, like we see here. This is not, for instance, like the sort of Platonic myth of the metals, that there are golden people whose job it is to, well, we would say in the medieval context to pray, in Plato's context it would be to contemplate, to think. Same thing, really. Essentially, to contemplate the form of the good, that is to say, God, and to do something other than their function would be inappropriate, because we obviously know that's false, right? There are many oratores, there are priests, religious, monastics even, who work hard labor, vows of who take vows to do labor. Right, for the sake of the people of God, for the sake of the glory of God, right, all these sort of things, right? And of course, there are peasants, or actually all people pray, not just the oratores, but also the laboratores and the bellatores. They all pray as well. So everyone does each other's jobs. It's just that these are the sort of three categories of social role, of primary social function or social role. What he is doing here is trying desperately to use this categorization as a sort of immutable characteristic that will get him out of doing other things.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
I'd rather forget about that.
You're a bit of everything. But if you get your hands dirty with labour, it wouldn't be such an offence against divine order as in my case. Pure
Henry...
blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
God. Henry is an odd case because he crosses categories, and the type who crosses categories is really symbolically speaking, is typically more like the outsider. It's odd to see someone who is of noble blood like Henry, we find out Henry is, who does this sort of thing, that goes across different categories in this way.
Are you really not going to help me? It's just a couple of sacks.
Come now, Henry. What did I tell you about bellatores and the natural order of the world? I simply cannot carry sacks.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing else for it if we're to ever get out of this place. So, Lord or no Lord, the sacks are waiting.
Let them wait. Sacks are good at it. It's not long since I had to drag one sack through the night, and if I hadn't,
oh, he's playing that
wouldn't
game.
Be here now. So I think I've done my fair share. I mean it, Henry.
I see.
Stop trying to push me.
Suit yourself then. Right, I'll get to work. Alone.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll scratch your back later.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all...
get a whole new estate
once we're
carrying
out of the
5
worst,
sacks of flour.
I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
How generous of you, Lord Capon.
I know, my dear Henry. Such is my nature.
What a little shit. Oh my god, Henry deserves better than this. Poor bastard. I don't want to sleep there. Oh, over here, okay. Yeah, Hans is a little shit.
God,
I'm supposed to move the sacks. Are you guarding them?
Aye. Thank God someone's bothered to come at last. The quicker sacks are moved, the better. You'll have your work cut out on your own. But don't look at me. I ain't gonna help you. I'll move each sack so you can get a better grip on it. But don't expect no more from me. God bless.
All right. We got 5 sacks to go. Anyway, so I do think that Toth, Henry's arch nemesis, is the pantry, right? This is not the pantry. That's the pantry. The Toth is, if what we have observed is true, and that he is, first of all, still working for Sigismund, and second of all, is leading bandits in this little corner of nowhere in land that is largely loyal to Sigismund. It strikes me as like I was saying before, a kind of likely a false flag, or that he's acting as an agent provocateur or something like that. That what he's trying to do is he's trying to essentially stir up trouble, maybe to increase the threat level, so to speak, to convince these people that they actually need Sigismund, right? That Sigismund is going to provide some level of safety, of security, that sort of thing. That's at least my expectation. If I were to play the whole, I guess, CIA game, because that's essentially what this is. This is a counterintelligence op, basically. That'd probably be the way that I would go about it. Because you have somebody who has experience, leading groups of bandits. Why not? Why not use that to try to convince people that that they need a powerful, rightful king, even if he's not the inherited king. He is sort of a usurper, but you still need him to secure these lands, because they're invested with these terrible, nasty, sudden bandits. Well, if you have somebody in your employ who is already really good at marshaling and leading bandits to cause trouble, then yeah, why not? Again, I think that it's likely either that, or it could be something like maybe they're trying to frame the loyalists to King Wenceslas. Maybe something like that. That seems a little less likely, but it's possible. They could try and put play these bandits off as Wenceslas loyalists or something. Maybe, I don't know. It's very clearly some kind of op, though. Yay. It's weird that picking herbs is survivalism. I mean, I guess that makes sense. They didn't have the skill of survivalism in the last game.
Christ, what's the hold up?
Excuse me. Okay. Don't have a lockpick. We can find one up here. No, I'm not gonna steal. I'm not gonna steal the Savior Schnapps. It's not worth stealing.
No, and I doubt you do either.
The burden of proof is on the one who declares, not on the one who denies. So you see, I speak Latin. I've just proven to you that I'm a nobleman.
You've proved fuck all. Remembering some words you heard in church doesn't make you a nobleman. I heard about the attack by the pond, actually. I heard it was a massacre, and none of the strangers survived.
That was our company, but the two of us managed to get away. It was
That
the
is
same
true,
bandits
but
who
hard
attacked
to-
Lord von Bergov's men.
Very, very hard to
Why the
prove.
fuck doesn't anyone believe us?
Maybe because you've got no way of proving it.
We lost everything. How hard is that to understand?
What if you're one of those?
I mean, yeah, we
you're
look
up to
like
no
a couple
good.
of
We should kick
vagabonds.
both of you out, just to be on the safe side.
You're just an idiot, a stupid, ignorant village yokel.
Hey, your insults are starting to fucking.
Hans is about to get stabbed. I have more of those potions, right? He's gonna need one once he gets stabbed.
What did you say? Say it again.
It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where
Oh, he's
else were they
squaring up.
supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
But calm down, both of you.
I'm perfectly calm. It's your chum here who's ranting and raving.
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like.
To be
but I'm
fair,
telling the
Hans
truth.
is a beanpole,
And in fact,
so...
I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
Oh, you want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you the same advice I gave your little chum. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
See, I got along really
Sir
well with him.
Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein.
Oh my god.
Sir Hans
Please don't poke him.
Capon,
Please don't punch
Lord
him.
of Perkstein.
Hans, don't.
You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
That's enough. Cut it out, both of you.
Mind your own business. Take your ragamuffin friend and get the fuck out of our village.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me. Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
Okay, great. Oh no, come on. Oh, okay, that was a bad move. We're doing this, huh? What? Wait, hold on.
Good! You should have fucking stayed out of it! Take that fucker out! Come on then! Damn it!
Don't spare him! Doesn't hurt anyone else.
You're no match for us, fucker! To the stocks with him!
Shame on you!
Finish this quick.
Come on then!
Take that fucker out, damn it! Ain't had enough yet?
Nice it!
You're no match for us, fucker! Get him!
Yeah! Don't spare him! Take that fucker out, damn it! I hope.
All right, one down. Okay.
Nice it!
What's to be, you rat? Send my greetings to the devil!
Stop it, Daddy. You leave me no other choice.
What the fuck was ugly, but ham-fisted as well?
That won't work
You're
on
gonna
me.
go wear him.
Take that, you worm!
Useless. Leave him alone.
Now we'll have you.
This is not going to turn out well, is it?
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Ugh, Hans.
Bastards! This will cost you dearly.
Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse.
What?
You behave like a spoilt brat.
How dare you speak...
You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle. But no, not his lordship.
You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since, and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess.
Oh yeah,
That's also not
this isn't
true.
a mess, is it?
I mean, sure. I mean, he wouldn't have gotten shot, but
You'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
it's a thought.
I'm the only one of us with any sense.
I thought Hans
I'm
had
not the one
grown
who
up a
acts
little
like a
bit throughout the
spoiled
last
child.
game, but man.
Spoiled child! You're in danger of crossing the line, Henry. Better keep your mouth shut. I shouldn't have brought you along.
Well, that's something we can agree on. I could have been sitting in the mill instead of rotting in these stocks.
And whose fault is that?
What? Who started quarrelling with the locals in their tavern? You should have listened to me and calmed down.
And let him insult me. Fat chance.
Yes!
If it hadn't been for me,
Oh
we
my
wouldn't have even
God.
been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me.
Knight in
Just
shining
like that.
underwear.
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple
Okay,
peasant who has no
Hans
idea
is really witty,
how
I
the
give him
world
that.
works.
And you're a spoiled brat who can't
I'm never
even
going to
hear
stop
himself.
arguing. This is
What the
ridiculous.
fuck
It
did you
must
say?
keep going.
I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt.
Okay. Now is not the time to make peace, but still. Henry is gotta be calm a little bit. Somebody's gotta be the grown-up. Before that, though, I will point out, okay, this absolutely fits the sort of three states of man thing, right? So the three states of man map on very well to Plato's three types of persons, the three types of souls, right? With the oratores being essentially the philosophers, the bellatores being the guardians or the auxiliaries, and the laboratores being the workers, the producers of various sorts. They are each of them driven or led by a certain part of the soul. The oratores being led by reason. Right? Contemplating the divine, it leads one to be more innately rational, but less spirited, less violent, but also less concerned with worldly matters. And there are detriments to that as well, but generally they make the best, Plato thought at least, the best rulers. Then you have the bellatores, or the auxiliaries, in Plato's case, men of silver souls, who are led by spirit. This is the key part, right? This is the little bit. This is where we see this example. Hold on. I'll put a couple of videos having to do with it in the description afterwards. If you want to see a little bit more detail on this sort of model. But being led by the spirit, the spirited part of the soul, or righteous indignation or passion, is the part of you which seeks to defend oneself and one's honor and those one cares about. It is the ethic of doing good to one's friends and harm to one's enemies. It is concerned first and foremost with honor, with glory, with reputation. And so what we see is that the Bellatores, or the Bellator, in this case, Hans, is far more capable or far more willing to lift a hand to do anything at all, really, in the case that his honor is threatened, rather than his actual livelihood and his physical well-being is threatened. Right? He refuses to work, that is to say, fulfill his material needs and desires. But he's entirely willing to fight an obviously hopeless fight against an entire tavern because one man made fun of him and made a silly voice at him. It fits, man, the thematics of this just fit all so perfectly well. Okay, let's be the philosopher, Henry. Let's do the wise thing.
That's enough. This isn't getting us anywhere. I understand you're downcast after all that happened to us. And I understand you need to take it out on someone. I can take it. But we shouldn't forget we have a job to do. And do it we must. Together.
That's exactly what I'm doubting. Everything goes to shit when you're by my side.
You don't really mean that. Calm down.
I'm perfectly calm. That's it. My life went to shit from the first moment I met you. And I've only just realised it. You're like a ball and chain. And I'd have bagged that wild boar too if it weren't for you.
Well,
what's wrong with you?
None of the rest would have happened. I wouldn't have been showered in shit.
Oh, come on, Capon.
Don't you cape on me. Not another word. I'll have to consider what to do next.
Well, that's great. Jesus. In the stocks all night. Wow, that's pretty brutal, honestly.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive.
Isn't that?
Otto.
No, not now. Do not do that now. Best case scenario is that he did not notice you.
Right, where were we? Go on, get out of my sight. What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding.
How?
I bid you farewell.
How?
All right. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. All right, off you go.
I mean, yeah, but we do kind of have an obligation to him. Just because he's being a dick does not mean he's not A, our friend, and 2, our sovereign lord. So we have to... Still an important obligation. Here we go. Crime and reputation. Great. Anything an honest Christian should avoid is considered a crime. Is that really? We'll keep that in mind. Check this game's systems, shall we? Okay, reputation. Improve your reputation by making completing tasks. Proving your reputation. Paying an indulgence or a penitent pilgrimage. There you go. Unrest. There's a lot of crime going on in an area. People will become more vigilant, arm themselves. Guards will call in reinforcements. Once things have been settled down, everything will return to normal. Okay.
I suppose I really do need to find some job. I'll find muck without you, you stuck-up Lord of Perkstein.
Hey, over here.
Do I have... I'm gonna go ahead and... put my clothes back on real quick. Wow, I'm nice and fully healthy and nourished after all of that. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
It's about time. Come here.
Who are you?
Are you going to just stand here like a stand?
Who's Bara?
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I should actually be thanking you.
Uh-huh. For what?
Was she one of the women?
I've been begging for alms here for days, but I didn't make any real coin till today.
Oh.
And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought out nearly
What is
all
this?
of Troskovitz.
You're welcome. At least it was good for something.
What is that symbol?
Not many people can make such a strong first impression. But look on the bright side.
Hmm?
Now
Odd
things
symbol.
can only get better.
Yes, you're probably right. It doesn't get much worse.
How did you
than
know my
that.
name?
Unless somebody tries to kill me. Again.
You're still alive in one piece. It's a new day and the sun is shining. Like Tomcat always says, bruises build character.
Hey, you. What's your name, anyway? What do you do?
I'm Bara. Just Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't. I'm just passing through.
You're a thief, aren't you?
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? Because you look like you need it. I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated a helping hand is in times like that.
You're something like a wanderer.
Nah, I usually find work with someone, stay for a while, and once I save a bit, I move on.
Then why are you begging here?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary, or help in the tavern. But I'd like to go somewhere else, so I'm scraping up whatever I can. But on the whole, you could say I'm a traveller or a nomad. But don't say it too loud. The locals don't take kindly to them.
Why?
Not a
Because
gypsy.
they're different, and it scares people.
I
They
assume
travel
not a
from
gypsy.
place to place and take their home with them.
I'd like to see what their homes look like.
You can go and see them, just don't stare too long.
Where are you headed? If you're only passing through here.
For work, to the city. I'm tired of serving landholders. They all promise the moon, but then you're eating stale bread, cold porridge, and a nary a groschen in sight. With the city folk, it's bound to be better.
Really?
You said you were going to a city. You mean like to Prague? Or somewhere further?
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody there. In Kuttenberg, at least I have a cousin.
Aha. So you're going to visit her?
Well, she doesn't know it yet. But I won't be troubling her long, just until I find a way to make a living.
What do you want to do in the city?
I'll find something. I'm not afraid of work. I'm not half-witted. Maybe someone could use a cook or a servant.
Don't get your hopes up. The city can be a pretty dangerous place for a girl on her own.
You mean they don't hand out groschen by the bucketful? And the streets aren't full of roasted stuffed geese? I appreciate your
Woman.
concern, but I have to get to the city first. That's going to take me a long while yet.
Do you know anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
Who?
how does he show off for the girls?
With his muscles. He ricks logs with his hands. He even let himself be run over by a loaded hay wagon. Crazy. But to be fair to him, he sometimes helps people.
One of
Stanislav's
those
sheep
types.
fell into a pit one time.
And Tomcat pulled it out?
And not just that, he crawled down to get it. And when he found the poor thing had a broken leg, he carried it on his back all the way home.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his tricks?
No offence, but compared to him, you're a bit of a lightweight.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if he can handle a weapon, I'd be happy to train a little with him.
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like he'd been broken in two.
Well, sure. If he's that strong, I'm not surprised.
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know. Or at least that's what the poor man said.
Where might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He watches the camp for the nomads.
Should I watch out for them?
No, I don't think so. They mind their own business, but strangers usually mean trouble for them, so they're careful. Try not to stare too hard and hold your tongue, otherwise Tomcat will show you some of his other skills.
Sure, let's just go through it. Why not?
No wonder nobody wants anything to do with me. I look like a vagrant.
At least you're not walking around bare-arsed, although that might not be a sorry sight.
Ah, very funny. I'd rather you tell me where I might get some clothes.
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin, a monk's robe, or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
Ooh, okay, so we...
What armour are you talking about? Sir Brunswick?
Oh, nothing. It's just a local
Oh, this is
legend.
one of the DLCs.
They say
Okay.
a famous knight lived here who killed a ferocious lion and saved a many-headed dragon. Or the other way round. It doesn't matter. I don't even know.
And is the armour real?
Maybe. Maybe not. Geibel, the scribe, might know something about it. He has a lot of learned books. I don't know my letters.
Interesting, okay. I could use some armor.
I could use some armour. Proper, like, for a knight. And no rusty junk.
And you are like a knight?
Well, yeah. I don't look so good. But I swear I came here in armour, sword at my side, and on a horse.
Wow. And where is your armour, sword, and horse now?
That's a long story. And it's not a happy tale.
Well, you can hardly buy new armour now, but you might find something in the town hall armoury, although you'll need quick hands.
I received a lockpick at least. Okay, wait, so if I steal the armor, the problem is then if I wear it, everyone will know that it's stolen? That is a thing now, by the way?
Thanks, but I'd rather get my clothes honestly. I just got out of the pillory. I don't want to end up there again.
Well, I'm not pushing you, just giving you a few useful tips.
So
What
yes,
you do
she is
with
a
them
thief.
is up to you.
I was correct. Okay,
I have no money. I might as well beg on the village green like you.
The hell you will. This is my turf. Here you go. I'll skip supper. It's partly your doing anyway.
Wow. I mean, thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, don't start crying. You'd better find some work quick.
Damn. I could use a horse. It'll take years to get to Semin on foot.
Don't exaggerate. This province is small.
Still, it'll be faster with a horse.
There's a stud farm in Semin, renowned far and wide.
And which way is Semin?
Southwest
It'll take me
from
years
here,
to get to
not too
Semin.
far.
You know, there's a stud farm in
road goes
Semin.
right there from the green. Just go down the hill. Once you see the walled farmhouse, you're there. Though I'll be a queen before you can afford a horse from Semin.
okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Do you know where I might find accommodation?
Betty in the tavern lets people sleep in the hay. But you have to pay.
I'm not going near that tavern. I'd catch hell again. Got any other ideas?
If you find some work, maybe you'll get a place to sleep too.
Okay, so blacksmithing. I'm very good at that.
My main concern is getting to that wedding in Semi. Do you know anything about that celebration?
Well,
So I'm
yeah,
told that is
people are
something of the point of no
talking
return in
nothing
the
else.
plot.
Lord's son is
So we're
getting
gonna
married to the
lollygag
sister
before getting there.
of that lout you was fighting with.
How much time do you think I have? Have the preparations already begun?
From what I hear, the bride's dress still ain't finished, and blacksmith Radovan still ain't started smithing the gift for the groom. So, no rush.
Hopefully by then I'll find a way to sneak in.
Right, that'll about do us.
Oh well, it was nice to meet you, but I should probably get going. Get a job, and so on.
Don't worry, you'll manage. Till we meet again.
So yeah, she is a thief. I've met a nice thief. This is how we make money, by the way. Ooh, drying herbs. In a drying shed. I need to find a drying shed. I could probably make a bunch of those chamomile decoctions and sell those if I can find an alchemy bench. Whatever. I'm not gonna gather everything right now. I'm gonna explore the town a bit. What's this? Wormwood, huh? I'm sorry. I said I would not do this, and then I started doing it because I have a problem. Taylor, huh? Okay. Oh, trespassing. Sorry. Can't talk to her. Okay.
Good day.
Hi-yo. What will it be?
Oh, that's cool. It opens a menu. Alright, let's see. I don't want to be caught snooping into people's places. No thanks. Moving along then. It's a nice little town, though. Ooh, I can use the... Ooh, interesting. Never mind. Don't want to be there. Alright. Okay. Let's wander around a bit, shall we? See what this town has to offer. Now, I will say as well, I was talking about Sigismund, or Toth, being a sort of agent provocateur or something on behalf of Sigismund. What's this? Tavern. Oh, this is the tavern.
God bless you.
What is it, you scoundrel?
I'll have a look at your wares.
Yeah, I know. Vaguely. No, I don't.
Why are you wasting my time if you don't want anything?
Never mind then. Okay, moving along. I have a terrible reputation here, apparently, so let's not.
Bad feeling when nothing's going wrong. Don't our learned physicians have a name for that?
I believe it's called boredom.
What?
I'm not bored. If you've got time to worry about everything that could go wrong, you're bored. And that's that. And if you're out of the bed,
Back room of the tavern. That's the bailiff. That's the father of the guy who I just punched. Let's sharpen our hunting sword. Actually, wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Do I need to? Okay, no, 73. Yeah, I probably do need to sharpen it up. What? Oh, sorry.
Get out of my sight!
I'd like to report an ambush.
There we go.
Some scoundrels attacked my lord's retinue and killed our men.
That's a serious matter. Where is your lord?
Well, he left.
I don't understand why he's not lodging a complaint himself, and why not directly at the castle. He has that right as a lord.
It's a long story. My lord got very angry and then went missing.
Sorry, fella, but I'm not sure whether you're making it up or lying to me. But if you were telling the truth, why don't you bring your lord here and we can talk it all over calmly? I'm sorry, lad, but until then, I've got more important things to do.
Understandable, I suppose. Oh, wait, that's not... Oh, this is the scriptorum, I guess?
What can I do for you?
Yeah.
I met the local beggar. Barrow was her name.
She's here again? Oh, confound it. But we'll get rid of her somehow, you'll see.
Oh,
What?
my.
But
You didn't give her any money, I hope? Rabble like that are like stray cats. Feed them once, and you'll never get rid of them.
No, she just told me you might know where I could get some armor.
Armor? Unless you want to join the local watch, I don't think I can help you. Unless maybe Radovan, the blacksmith from Takhov. We might sell you something.
But Barrow told me you might know of something better. The armor of some Brunswick?
Oh, that. Lad, 'tis but a legend.
All right, fair enough. Let's
What
look
legend?
into it. I'm curious.
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Let's go with interested in as a legend, because this will also be appealing to a scribe. So that actually fits.
Oh, come now. Surely you're not going to keep that legend to
Hey,
yourself.
Baze, you're allowed
Do
to be
a
late.
fellow
That's fine.
scholar a
This
service.
isn't a class.
Youngster, being able to piss your name in the snow doesn't make a scholar out of you.
I beg your pardon?
All right. No need to lose your temper. I'll tell you.
Okay, fine.
In short,
Sorry.
they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Love it.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country
I wonder
had
if this
an
is a
eagle on its
real
coat of
legend.
arms, but that
Is
wasn't
it?
good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her
Well,
name was Ludmilla.
yeah.
And she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded.
I mean, I'm sure Teresa
Still,
is not
he
particularly
loved
happy
her
with
very
Henry's
much,
journeys here.
so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Damn. He didn't come back, did he?
Don't skip ahead. We'll get to that. Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island
This sounds
died of starvation,
Odyssean,
leaving only
if you will.
Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
He helped. Knights slay dragons. Let's go with that.
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they
all
killed
right,
the
there you
dragon.
go.
And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast,
This is just the Odyssey.
Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup. So it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
Wow, okay. Good lord. No, this is like the Odyssey mixed with Heracles or something. Gosh. If this is made up for the game, excellent. If this is a real folktale, understandably derivative. That's how folktales work anyway. It makes sense.
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion of Württemberg brought it here. He was the nephew of Lord Chenyek of Württemberg, who built Trusky. This George spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas. A suspiciously long amount of time, if you know what I mean.
Please be explicit.
I don't understand.
Don't worry too much about it. It's just an old wives' tale. And it is
okay,
said
good.
that one day a lion escaped from the king's menagerie, and George overpowered it with his bare hands and laid it at the king's feet, still alive. As a reward, Wenceslas gave young Württemberg the name Lion and the armor of his ancestor, Prince Brunswick. Only Sir George didn't live to enjoy it for long. He caught the plague at a tournament abroad and died on his way back to his king. Specifically, while visiting his uncle here at Trusky. Of course, the king wanted his armor back, but Lord Chenyek didn't want to give it to him, claiming he had the hereditary right to it. It looked like
Interesting.
Wenceslas would lay siege to
So wait, so
Trusky.
current
but
King Wenceslas,
fortunately,
or
Lord
is this a
Chenyek
previous
was completely
Wenceslas?
destitute by then, so he sold all of Trusky and the armor to the king.
Well, if the king was so endeared with Brunswick's armor, why did he leave it here?
Because he didn't have any choice, my friend. He never found the armor. Lord Chenyek was as cunning as a fox. While he did leave the armor here, he never told anyone where. It's said he hid it so it could only be found by a true knight. Each piece in a different place. Or so they say round these parts.
Interesting.
Who knows if there's any truth to the tale?
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah. Awesome.
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
Do you want to write that down for me?
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell. I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true, because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it, as a keepsake.
Huh.
And now, go.
Okay. It's gonna tell me the riddle, right? Let's see, Tomcat. Find what happened to Mutt. Lion's Crest, okay. Finding the first manage. Scribe Gable told me a riddle. Here it is. Okay. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight, in caverns cold awaits your prize awaits. Okay. Okay, it does not tell me exactly where. That's fine. I didn't want it to, really. I have to go all the way back here to find Mutt. Alchemy bench. Oh, that's, Vagina. Let's see, Tomcat. All the way over there. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What's this? Wedding party with Miller and Krezel. Okay. Where's Blacksmith Redovan? Nowhere near here. That's fine. That's fine. What's this? Point of interest, tipster. Troskovitz, Taylor, dice. I could just make some money playing dice. I'm quite good at dice. Relatively. Reasonably good at dice. There's a tipster here.
God bless. Are you blind?
And there's Bara. Which, good to know that she's there, but moving along. General store. Tipster at the general store, or is it the housewife?
Was master? Welcome. You can buy everything you need from me, but excuse the selection. A few days ago, when I was returning with new goods, the horse got spooked, and my wagon tipped into the pond. I salvaged some things, but the rest is now in the pond.
Interesting.
And where did the wagon tip?
On the roads near the Katchak Pond, beyond Jellyov. You can still find it there. I can't tell you how much it still pisses me off. But what can I do?
Interesting.
Sorry to hear that.
Me too. But what can I do? So, what will it be?
this is Kingdom Come Deliverance II. This is a medieval game. It's about you as Henry of Skalitz, this guy, as a lesser lordling, assisting another dear friend noble of yours in a during the oh shoot, what war is this called? The war of it's a war of succession between Wenceslas II and Sigismund of Bohemia.
I wanted to ask you, what's on the other
Can't
side of
believe you
that
haven't heard of
nearest
this.
hill? I'm not from here, and I'd like to get my bearings.
It's phenomenal.
You look like a
Star Wars
merchant
game we're
to
playing
me,
is
so
Thursday.
You probably know best.
Ja, natürlich, you are not from here. Everyone around here knows that, after what happened in Betty's Tavern. Aber das ist deine Sache. That is your business, lad. Also, what do you want to know?
What?
Where can I find a church round here? I'm surprised you don't even have a small chapel in the village.
If you want. Die Rettung deiner Seele, junger Mann. You have to go through the forest to Aujetz and to St. Catherine. Herr von Berger does have a chapel in his castle, but it's not for commoners like you. We do not go there either. Und warum auch? The gravedigger Ignatius takes care of burials outside the village, and weddings usually take place without a local priest. No one wants to pay the church more than they have to. Das ist ja wohl klar.
What language?
Is there anything I should avoid around here?
Certainly. Stirring up trouble and sticking your nose into other people's business. Here in the village, we don't care much for outsiders. If any do come, they better behave.
I understand that, but we were ambushed by bandits. So I wanted to ask if you know anything about that.
Ach so, ich verstehe. The woods have been full of all manner of rebel recently. That is all because of the war. Verdammte Schurken.
So you've already heard about these bandits?
Is he speaking German?
About those ones in particular, or about others. They are all just gleichen Scheißkerle. Every time I go to
That's got to be German,
the
right?
bailiff must send an armed escort with me. It makes life difficult.
So the roads aren't safe?
Ja, das kann man wohl sagen. Herr von Bergo should do something about it at last. But Herr Otto spends more time in Prague than here. And Chamberlain Ulrich... Ach, lassen wir das.
Show me your wares.
Okay, what does he got? Anything I don't need? How much? 3.6 Groschen. My lesser dandelions. Poppy, sage. I need to make use of that. Berger's hunting sword. Okay, that's worth way more than I have. How much do I actually have? Hold on. This is important. I have 5 Groschen. Oh, God. 5 Groschen.
Word about the price.
Warum nicht?
We haggle a little bit. Yep. Merchant's current offer. Your current offer. Okay. Go for 13.
Do we have a deal?
You won't convince me with this.
Okay, where are you at? Ooh, he's not pleased.
Sehr gut. I can agree to that.
Okay, 12.
Du
All
wirst
right.
sicher zufrieden sein.
I more than tripled my my net wealth. How about that? If I can find an alchemy table or an alchemy bench, I can actually make some real money. Okay, it is German. Thank you. Thank you. Am I trespassing in here? Who was it has a tip? A couple more people have tips.
Halt! Search! Show me what you've got on you.
Damn it.
Go ahead and search me. I've got nothing to hide.
Actually have anything.
Everything in order. Carry on.
Okay. Alright, bailiff.
I need to speak with Sir Otto.
With the Royal Chamberlain? Are you yanking my official pizzle?
Why not? Thing.
I'd like to talk to him too, boy, but he's still in Prague. He's hardly ever here. Chamberlain Ulrich is in charge of things.
And where do I find him?
Where do you think? Up in the castle.
But they won't let me in there.
What do you want me to do about it? That's your problem. I'm not going to put in a word for you. I hardly know you.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the man who was in the pillory with me yesterday. Have you seen him?
I can't help you with that. You'll have to find him yourself.
Well, that was a worth a shot.
What's new in the county?
I heard something's going on in Takov again. Project the innkeeper is probably coming up with some mischief to pull on the Zhelyevites. Will they never cut it out? Their bickering is making work for me. And now I've been visited by one of the local peasants. He said he found more fresh graves behind his field, just below the village, along the road to Nabokov.
What do you mean more? You sound
That's
like this isn't the first time.
That's
So we
shocking.
found someone buried here.
A bit appalling.
Don't even ask. I've been digging up bodies ever since that bandit gang started running rampant. Most of them are von Burgo's men. Also, if it wasn't bad enough, that gang of bandits is rampaging through the region. Now
He sounds
someone's
drunk.
stealing cabbage from the peasants. What a disaster.
Cabbage?
Aye, and the peasants won't stop bugging me about it. I was just visited by a peasant from Zadar. He's been talking my ears off for God knows how long.
What is
Do I really
happening?
have to do this? Do I have the time to look for some moron stealing cabbages? And that's about it.
That sounds interesting. Thank you.
Okay, that's really weird. You seem to have
Have
a
you
rumor.
come to break some more stuff? If you want something, wait till I've stopped being angry. And if you don't have anywhere to sleep, they'll look after you in Zhelyev.
Okay, so I've got to get to Zhelyev, or I'm not going to be able to sleep anywhere. Fair enough. Ooh, a drying rack. Okay, cool. I could use that. Okay, I could definitely use that. I could play dice, but I'm not wanted here. Like, very clearly not wanted here. Okay. What's this? Ooh, thistles. Take some of those. I don't have any. Chamomile, I can make stuff out of that. As long as I also have sage. Anyway, we are going to be playing, like I said, we are going to be playing Star Wars Jedi Outcast on Thursday. That's going to be our regular Thursday stream, whereas this is going to be a regular Tuesday stream. We're going to be jumping back and forth between them. Just like some older times. There was a while ago when I did this a little more commonly, I'd do 2 streams a week, 1 more or less fantasy, 1 more or less sci-fi. So here we are. That's the plan for right now. It's
God
made-
be with you.
Thank you. Jesus Christ be praised. Faye says, so I got into a debate with an older trad Catholic on whether Harry Potter is Christian or not. I know I agree with your take, but in doing research I found out that the individual books, and all 7 taken together, are written with a... written in a chiastic structure? I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. What do you mean by that? Where's the drying rack? Is it inside this house that I'm not allowed in? It seems like it must be. Yeah, well, apparently that's not a good place for me to go. Fair enough. Okay, well, in that case... What do you mean chiastic?
Don't cause any trouble, got it?
I'm not, I'm just picking weeds. Okay, so I could go to the tailor. That. Fresh grapes. Yeah, let's check this out. And what's this? The wagon? No, that's the grocer. The wagon is up this way. Overturned cart. Skill teacher. Okay. Yeah, let's check those graves, I suppose. Not sure what I'm planning on doing about that, but let's go regardless, shall we? This... Honey? This isn't stealing, is it? Just harvesting your honey for you, that's all. Oh, symbolic ring structure. Okay. A, B, C, D, C, B, A. Okay. Yeah. No, okay, yes. The Bible is full of them as well. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'm not actually sure. I haven't read anything about... I haven't read or seen anything about that as a structural element of the Harry Potter books. I believe you. They're structured quite well. Especially considering that the sort of planning out of the series was relatively minimal from the beginning. That Rowling only really had a general idea from the start. But they are structured quite well. That is interesting, though. I had not ever come across that idea. Oh. I'm not familiar with the term either, but I know of literary ring structures and those sorts of things. Alright, what's all this then? Anyone need me to weed your garden? Hello, cows. Oh, whoop. Sorry. Sorry, I'll go. Anyway. Yeah, I tend to see Harry Potter as very much a Christ figure in a lot of ways. If only because that is sort of how we as a sort of modern post-Christian society, how we see our heroes. We think of heroism in a relatively Christian way. Huh? Hi.
What happened to you?
I'm in big trouble.
How so?
I lost a letter. A very important letter. I was supposed to deliver it to my master by tonight.
Would you like me to help you look for it?
There's no point now. I've been on the road for 2 days as it is. We'll never make it by tonight.
What was in the letter?
I have no idea what it said. For one thing, it was a secret, and for another, I can't read.
That
But
is
it
how
was
you keep
my
a secret when
master's
you're sending a
beloved
letter.
Who sent it? That's why it was so important.
Oh, so it could just as easily have been a viewed verse.
I don't really care what was in it. The point is, I don't have it.
You look really concerned, bud.
Do you know where you might have lost it?
I haven't the faintest idea. It must have slipped out somewhere along the way.
You should have been more careful with it. Losing the one thing you're supposed to deliver.
I know. So I forgot to check my bag this morning, all right? But now it's gone, and I'm fucked.
I have to be going. I hope you find the letter.
Me too. Because if I don't, I'm in for a lashing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wonder if I can wind up helping.
I have an idea. Punch me in the face.
What?
Smack me in the gob. I'll say I was ambushed on the way and they took the letter.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'd rather take a couple of punches from you than a lashing from my master. I could tell you to stop when I've had enough. But he wouldn't. So you get why it's better for me to be slapped around by you, right?
Okay, sure, why not?
Very well then. Defend yourself. Or not. It's up to you. You ready?
I am.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! 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 Oh! Oh!
Oh, that bloody hurts.
Are you done? I can stop. Okay, you're okay. Okay, you're good. You're good. You okay?
All right.
Oh, that was rough.
Your teeth
Do you think that's
still
enough?
work?
I definitely. I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Glad to
bet.
be of help then. Take care.
I don't think I needed to beat him that bad. What's going on here? Oh, it's charcoal burners. Okay, interesting.
Hey, fella, we're an honest lot.
Kanesh? No, it's not that Kanesh.
God be with you, noble sir. I'm Henry of Skalitz, and I serve the Lord of Lipa.
Sir Kunesh of Belevitz. Poor as a church mouse, but a free man once again.
I did not. Okay, I thought it was Kunesh from back home in Skalitz.
A free man again. What happened to you, Kunesh?
Ah, the greatest of misfortunes befell me. Figuring out this war is a job and a half.
Aye. This feuding between the royal brothers is damn muddled, all right.
Precisely. I gambled on Jobst over Sigismund a few years back. Only his Hungarian cavalry soon routed us, and I spent 2 years in captivity.
You were held captive. What was it like?
Hardly wondrous, I'll tell you that. But what irritated me most was being powerless to do anything. It's all those blasted Hungarians' fault. They can shove my silver up their arse and then lick it and kiss it for all I care.
I totally agree. Sigismund is holding his brother Wenceslas, the rightful king, under lock and key in Vienna.
What a bloody awful affair this war is. In my day, men would fight with honor and integrity.
In my day.
Not stab each other in the back.
My sentiments exactly, Sir Kunesh.
Why, young man, I see you stand with Wenceslas, eh? I tell you, though, he's the one who dragged our land into this mess.
How so? It was the Hungarians who captured you, wasn't it?
Because I was a fool. But I've realized that the only competent king here is Sigismund.
I disagree with you, sir. Sigismund is a scoundrel who will do our land no good. Again?
That's what often happens in war. Still, for the good of the country, I'll side with Sigismund in the end, especially considering what a drunkard and fornicator that brother of his is.
I mean,
Wenceslas stands up for his people.
He is a drunkard and a
Wenceslas
fornicator,
can't
that's
even
true.
see the tip of his nose, and things are only getting worse.
I'm not going to
I must
duel a
be on
man
my
in
way.
armor.
Farewell, Sir Kunesh.
Farewell, and
Old man or
Godspeed,
not.
young man.
Look, an old man in a profession where people tend to die young is not to be trifled with. Not to be trifled with at all. Camp by the road. Who's this guy? Hired hand. Okay. Seems to be charcoal burners in a little caravan. Look at all these flowers and herbs for the taking. I'm not going to do that on stream, though. Honestly, that is one of the things that I might just do for a while off stream at some point. Now that we're out of the tutorial, I may just kind of wander about and just pick herbs. Like poppies. Anyway, sorry. I don't have a spade. Not that I need one. I'm not digging up graves. Fresh graves, eh?
I don't have a spade.
Yeah. Yeah, not digging up graves. Nope. No. That's what I was kind of afraid of, doing. Not coming here. That it wants me to rob them. Oh, that's, well, at least that's nice. It was good thinking. Using a tree as a grave marker. The fact that there's blood on this stone is deeply troubling. Alright, well, it has, opened up some of the map to me, I suppose. That's good. The grocer is winding down there. Alright, I gotta head north to, the blacksmith. I could do that. Or... Okay. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight in caverns cold. Your prize awaits. Crone and maiden. East and west. True midnight. South? Is that what he was talking about? I don't know exactly. Okay, here we go. So he says, an example in book 3, Harry literally blows up his aunt for speaking ill of his parents. He spends the book wanting to find and kill Black under the assumption he betrayed Harry's parents. Realize not that he was wrong, but that his desire for vengeance almost got the next closest thing he had to a father killed. So when he finds the real rat, pun intended. Go on. Actually, no, I can see the parallelism with the ending of book 5, right? Book 5 is about his relationship with that surrogate father figure, and then it descending into eventually, spoiler for the 5th book in the Harry Potter series, with Sirius Black dying. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that kind of echoing parallelism. I will say that Harry's mercy to Pettigrew in book 3 is really, really quite something. I mean, especially for a 13-year-old orphan. The degree of mercy he shows for the man who got his parents killed is really almost beyond human. Oh, hey, it's the guy I beat up. Poor bastard. Poor bastard's limping. I'm sorry. I There's the castle. What's this? That's tree stump, okay. It was like a rock or a marker or something. What's that? Something odd in the field over here. Okay, so these rocks, I feel like these are relevant to one of these riddles, but I don't know how. Also, I'm almost certain that I will need a spade. I'm guessing that these pieces are buried. Like I said, either way, if I'm going to ever find it, I need 1, to uncover more of the map, 2, I need a spade. So this isn't going to be, this armor is not going to be something I find, like, right now. Much as I might like to, it's not going to happen. What did I saw something over here in the fields. Did I pass it? Yes, I did. What is this? Oh, it's just a fallen tree. Okay. Alright, never mind. Nothing of too great interest. But yeah, like I said, we live in a very post-Christian society, right? We live with the echoes of Christendom. We once had a very strongly Christian society, but now that isn't really the case, right? People do not think consciously in Christian terms, mythologically or otherwise, but it is sort of subconsciously built into so very many of our cultural assumptions, right? We think of it's got a nest, delightful. Where? I don't actually see it. It's probably up in the tree, and I can't get to it because I don't have a bow. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, it's not like we as a society are explicitly Christian anymore. We're really not. However, we do have this sort of echo of Christianity. I need to find the owner of this place before I go snooping. Is that him? Yeah, there he is, whoever that is. He's a shepherd, by the look of him. I'm gonna go rooting through his hut. Oh, it's a new puzzle. Okay. Use the cursor size. Find the correct lockpick position. Turn gold when you're in the right spot. Start rotating the whole lock with left trigger. Keep the lockpick in the right position with right. With move. Okay. Difficulty depends on the complexity. Turn until the lock is open. Be careful turning the lock when your lockpick is in the correct position. will make noise. Okay. Oh my god, that's horrible. Cool. Nope. I just did it for the experience, I guess. Alright, moving on. Ooh, a little cave. Where he keeps stuff. Alright, anyway. There's a guy who keeps his things here. I do want to talk to him, though. Despite having unlocked his little chest. I swear I didn't take anything. Just practicing. Hi.
Greetings.
Howdy. Yeah, a baptized kid's imagination. Yes, I think that is a good way of putting it. I think Lewis is that Lewis's term? If so, I like it. I very much like it. I'm wondering if that might be the next book series that I start reading to the kids after we're done with Narnia. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. They might be a little young for it still, but possibly. Especially, I mean, Michael's only 4, almost 5, but still, that's pretty young. Saoirse's nearly 7. She's getting there. She's getting there. Yeah, every book he dies and is essentially at least figuratively dies and is resurrected. Very much Christ figure. Yeah, very much so. And also, most of the time, how he winds up winning in most conflicts is through weakness and humility, and through disarming his opponent. Notice that, right? Harry's signature spell is Expelliarmus. It's not Stupefy. It's not Avada Kedavra, whatever. No, it is Expelliarmus. It is disarming his enemy, which is precisely used in a theological context as Christ disarms death by allowing himself to be killed, by allowing himself to die. He disarms death. He takes away the power of death. So yeah, I do think that is an absolutely a wonderful sort of Christ figure kind of thing. What's my... I need this. I'm gonna eat that real quick. Wait. Oh no. I don't have a digestive potion. I'm going to die. Or more like I'm going to get a tummy ache.
Greetings to you.
Is there an alchemy bench here in this little town or not? If there is, perhaps I can do something about this before I die horribly. Maybe I can just buy something? There's dice.
Let's see what you've got.
Weapons. It's not weapons. There's nothing here. One of the dice is colored using modern techniques to hide the attempt to load it. 67 groschen, that was way more than I have. Silver badge of head start. Moderate point lead at the start of the game. Ooh, that's just literally cheating. Gain a quarter more points from your turn. Can be used once per game. Okay, that's not exactly cheating. I can't sell herbs
never
here.
mind then. Farewell.
Would you like to play dice?
Let's play.
What game would you like to play?
Without a badge. Let's play beggars.
Let's play beggars.
Let's play.
Let's play beggars. I don't have enough.
Why did I even agree to this? I'm going to lose my money again.
Correct.
I'm glad to see you like it. Do you want another? I'll have a beer.
Let's go and continue.
Blessings to you.
It's to 15.
Oh, nothing serious.
Ah, seriously?
You didn't have much anyway.
Yeah, I didn't have much. Oh, jeez. I just have to hope she busts. Oh, damn it. She's not gonna.
And now we'll see.
She's rolling the last die? That is bold. Oh my god, are you serious?
There. That turned out all right.
Oh, I'm fucked. Okay. I'm so buggered.
Hopefully I'll do it again.
This is great. Oh, you helped. Oh my god. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, here we go.
Greetings to you.
Not enough. Alright, I just have to do... Let's go and continue, I guess. All I got. Damn. Okay. 2, 3, 6. I have to be bold.
Well,
let's continue.
You're not afraid of anything. Well, that's not
Damn
worth
it.
mentioning.
That's what the smiting of Sodom must have looked like.
Oh, shut up. Oh, fuck. Ah, you won.
Well, hurrah.
Unbelievable! I've never seen anything like that. Look out.
Double or nothing.
I have a bit of coin again.
What game would you like to play?
No, wait.
Let's play beggars.
Let's play.
Alright. Let's do this again.
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me.
I might not be able to. I might genuinely just not be able to beat her. I guess 1. Oh man, I'm just not rolling lucky tonight. This is not great. Three, 4, 5, 6, but I don't have a 2, so...
If I was you, I'd take it.
Quiet you. Silence, woman.
Good day. I suppose so.
Well, again.
Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything.
Quiet, woman. Alright. That'll work. See, that's better. Did better. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm winning. I'm winning at least. That's something. 1,100 points. Let's keep going. That'll do it.
You might even win with that.
Okay. I just have to hope she doesn't just win outright this. Oh my god! What the
I
fuck?
could die in peace.
What
I've
the
truly
fuck?
seen everything.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't have any other dice. Alright, never mind. That was whatever. Okay, well, I've just lost half of my money. Damn it. Innkeeper Pro check?
Good day.
What, do you have a quest?
You're having problems with the Jeliovites?
Not just me, my friend. They're the biggest bastards around. They've been nothing but trouble for years. The winter before last, they piled snow in front of everyone's doors at night, so no one could get out of their house. And last year, they broke into my cellar and pissed in my beer barrel.
Gracious. I hope you got your aim back on them.
Not yet, no. But since you're here, I've got a plan you could help me out with. I'd pay you well. You can count on that.
What exactly would you like me to do?
Don't worry. I won't make you do any shoveling or pissing anything. But I'll tell you exactly what I have in mind, only after you promise to help me. I'd hate to reveal my plan, only for you to go off and tell the Jeliovites right away.
Well, if you've got it all figured out, why don't you do it yourself?
Right. And who's going to run the inn in the meantime, eh? Besides, everyone in Jelioff knows us. If someone from here shows up there, they'll get suspicious.
Now, I don't want to get
care
involved.
about some village feud. I'd rather not get tangled up in this.
If you don't want to make some groschen, suit yourself.
I mean,
But
I
if you
like
change your
groschen,
mind,
but
you know where to find me.
But I'd rather not pick a side here.
One beer.
Although, that said, if I'm going to pick a side, it will be this one. So that, because, you know, this is the town that has a blacksmith, and, you know, I'm a blacksmith. I can get a real proper job there.
Can I help you?
Oh, sorry, she wants me to leave. My bad. Alright, let's learn some blacksmithing, shall we?
What would you like?
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well,
all right, here we go.
That kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You can
That's fair,
forge
I
me a
suppose.
hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge.
Oh.
Go over to the anvil and let's get started.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just take all of it then, I guess. Alright, how are we doing this? Alright, it's gonna take all of this material. I'm gonna need to... Oh my god, there's even gathering? Like materials gathering in this game? Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Alright. Why does it keep thinking I want to type? I want to use the mouse and keyboard. Hunting sword is the faithful companion of every hunter or poacher. It is usually used to finish off hunted game, but it's handy for cutting kindling for a fire. Hunting sword. Yes.
Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up a bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works better.
I should be wearing gloves for this.
You can tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want.
and you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's a sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace.
I kind of love this.
Sometimes
this is relaxing.
You've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before.
Anyway, speaking of speaking of Toth earlier, I was talking about Toth, Henry's sort of arch nemesis, being the sort of agent provocateur for Sigismund, and I mentioned him like doing CIA stuff. It's very.
See how it's taking on the right shape?
It's very much in line with what I was talking about. What a lot of people have been talking about recently about.
When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier.
About USAID.
I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going.
So USAID, the whole like Doge talking about defunding USAID. I find it really funny that this is so controversial, and that so many lefties are like, "Oh no, they're going to starve foreign children. Ah, it's terrible." But really, what they're doing is essentially what they're effectively doing is they're defunding the CIA, right? Because USAID.
Sparks up. There you go. You've got it finished.
Ah.
All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking.
How do I temper it? Awesome. Yeah, so USAID is essentially just the funding arm for the CIA's Black Ops. Not Black Ops, they're okay, Quality 3. Whatever that means.
Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy
what
to hear
USAID
that.
does, and also the
carry on
National
hammering
Endowment
as
for
well as you did
Democracy,
today,
basically these are
definitely got a job
funding
here.
operations for things like
Even
color-coded
so,
revolutions and things like this.
Keep in mind,
The-
it's all about making sure
especially things
every
like the
strike
Maidan
does
Revolution
its
in,
job.
in Ukraine
That's why you
is a
can't
great
let
example
it get
of this.
gold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
So both of these, thinking about like the Maidan Revolution, for example, the 2014 revolution, in Ukraine, a lot of this comes from Scott Horton, whose most recent book, Provoked, is talking about the U.S.'s role in instigating or provoking, as it were, the current war in Ukraine. This was essentially done through it was a U.S. backed coup, right? And it was because the previous Ukrainian president, I think it was Yanukovych, if I remember right, was essentially courting Russia as opposed to the EU, and as opposed to the EU, which is essentially the client state of the US. Right? And so what we wind up with is these various arms of the CIA, like USAID, like National Endowment for Democracy, whatever, all these started pouring money, even little bit by bit, into these protest movements, these big, massive protest movements, and it kept them going by funding things that allowed people to gather and for it to reach a sort of critical mass, which it otherwise would not have had. Especially like a great example of this is in the winter, right? They paid for things like events going on, for tents and blankets and heating and all kinds of things that you need to keep a protest going on in the Ukrainian winter, right? Which otherwise is ridiculous. Like that wouldn't happen, right? Anyway, I think it's utterly fascinating that leftists are like, oh no, we're cutting off the foreign aid to poor people across the world. No, they're cutting off the CIA and their democracy toppling capacity. So hurrah for that. Yeah, Baze, you're on board too. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Also, things like USAID are key tools of the sort of march of degeneracy and the bizarre spread of wokeism, the gay world empire that is the U.S. All of that, not all of it, so much of that is done through funding sources like USAID. There's recently came out that what is it, Stonewall, I think, one of the major gay rights organizations, or realistically the gay promotional organizations in the UK, is basically having to shut down because they don't get USAID funding anymore. That was our tax dollars. We were paying to make Britain gay, as if they needed our help. Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, we were also paying for the things like stuff that like Gamergate and Gamergate 2 have been going after, the whole like Sweet Baby Inc. type stuff into the current day, things like Feminist Frequency back in like 2016-ish, 15, 16. All that has funding roots in from what is essentially the CIA. Right, it's all tracing back to like Project Mockingbird back in the like 70s and 80s. I think even back to the 60s, but I'm not sure exactly, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's a lot of this is just promoted by what is essentially the gay world empire, the deep state. This isn't a conspiracy theory anymore. It's a conspiracy. It's a fact about a conspiracy. It's all out there in the open.
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
Nice.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it right.
How will I know it's finished?
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will have.
Okay.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And
Nice.
of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
Okay, fair enough.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them, though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
All right, well, let's
Just
do it.
like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Okay. I've got my own bed. Yay! All right, so cool. I got farmer's horseshoes. Yeah, let's look. That takes 1 scrap metal. Okay, takes 2 scrap metal. Price for 24. That takes a lot, and it takes steel. It's kind of expensive, but yeah, horseshoes are the most cost effective. Yeah, what about this? Fastening material iron, Frankfurt steel. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's do... What, is there a quest? I know. No, it's not a quest. It's just do it. What's this? Oh, it's the quest to F up the other town, right? I do really, really want to find Mutt, but that'll have to be you know what? We'll do that next week. That'll be our main quest for next week. Let's make 1 axe, just so we can see how it works. Then we'll do horseshoes. I've heard of the sort of nightmare of making horseshoes forever. I've heard the memes about this. I think it needs to heat up a little more, I think. There we go, that looks right. Color of straw, that's it. Forge back. Heat it back up, we'll recover. Really? Why am I missing?
I should heat it up again.
Bay's a good question. Bay's asked, I wonder how it would have gone if Vivek had stayed on board. But the joke that the first thing Doge did was cut itself down. It's pretty funny. That, I mean, okay, fair enough. That's true. I think the issue... Vivek put his foot in his mouth. But I mean, that's really... It's understandable in one sense. Not saying he's correct, but... Not saying he was...
Peace, and we won't have any problem.
But essentially, he was making fun of American culture, of Americana,
Maybe next time.
and he was essentially doing the whole. He was taking nerd culture, or more like dork culture, or dork lack of culture. Essentially, like, defending the... Why am I missing so bad? What is going on here? Oh!
This will be done in no time.
It's almost done. But yeah, essentially he screwed up. He made an oopsie. He made fun of the wrong people, especially to be with the sort of cool kids, right? And Vivek is one of those guys who was an athlete, you know. He is what's his name, Kevin Napor from Mean Girls, basically. And the problem is that the coalition of the sort of Trump coalition, MAGA, is mostly cool kids. Price 13. Did I goof it? I made it that bad? Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, let's make some horseshoes. What are you talking about? That's almost done. I mean, I guess never mind. It's just a bent iron bar, but whatever. Yeah, Bay says, I don't believe for a second he wasn't watching Boy Meets World with everyone else. He screwed up. I mean, even if he wasn't, I'm honestly willing to believe that he wasn't. I'm willing to believe that he was a complete dork and had absolutely no social life and no interest in media. That is a thing. That there were always kids like that, and we always made fun of them, or we should have. The nerds not getting bullied is kind of, in a large part, what gave rise to a lot of the excesses of the left. Ugh. Really? But yeah, a lot of the left are the sort of the uncool types who were resentful of the cooler kids, you know. And because that resentment sort of bubbles up, and well, let me put it this way: today's left, the modern American left, especially, but really the left in the West, is essentially driven by resentment first and foremost. And because of that, I mean, it makes sense that those the types who were, if not bullied, then uncool by comparison, right, in high school or whatever, were, oh Jesus. I kind of hate making this.
Well, I've got half finished.
Uh.
It's as cold as a dog's snout.
Oh, what? Quench? That does not look well enough to quench. That does not look good. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, well, we just made a horseshoe. Cool. I'm gonna do this for a little bit as I
I'm sorry.
continue talking. Yeah, I mean, on the note of like of things like, okay, this is something that I'm going to wind up talking about Thursday. So promissory note for me to talk about this on Thursday. So do not let me bypass this or forget. On the note of Gamergate 2 and Sweet Baby Inc. and all those sorts of things. So, oh wait a minute. Dirk Robbins dropped the deluxe version of Firebird earlier today. Extra songs are excellent. If you're fond of 80s music, post in the Discord. Yeah, absolutely. I generally love 80s music. I mean, 80s music was a mixed bag. There's all sorts of different things there, but still. Yeah, for sure. There it is. Okay. I think my issue is I think I'm moving the... Like, my brain mind think that I'm moving the horseshoe, not the hammer. Yep, there it is. I just did it again. The sword forging is genuinely relaxing. This is a pain in the ass.
It's already cooled down.
Back to the forge. Good 80s music. Oh, good. That's my favorite kind. Anyway, right. So this whole like Sweet Baby Inc. Narrative consultant thing, the woke narrative consultant trend, is I had a fascinating little insight on it, and if you've been watching the gaming channel in Discord, I talked about this at some point last week when I finished Jedi Survivor. So shoot. I finished Jedi Survivor, and it's Well,
I've got half finished.
It's funny. I actually recognized a name in the credits. An old, I guess, friend of mine from college, who I won't name because I don't want to, expose somebody for having been a shithead in college. He kind of was a shithead in college, and also for being one of the narrative directors for Jedi Fallen or Jedi Survivor, the second one. Oh, come on. And he always was
it's cold.
Tommy.
I should hop
right,
over
so
to
first
the
of all,
force.
he was. If you remember Occupy Wall Street, which was actually a really big deal when I was in undergraduate, when I was in college, he was the leader of the Students for Democratic Society, or one of the leaders of Students for Democratic Society, which is basically the socialist club, the commie club at my university. And he led and organized our local chapter, if you will, of the Occupy Wall Street movement protest thing. Oh, come on.
Just a bit more, and I'll be done.
And of course, this was... Occupy Wall Street was a big deal, like, on Wall Street. Right? It was a big deal in that particular context. But on campuses, it was really just another sort of vapid protest movement. In this particular case, it was a bunch of people who refused to take a shower and camped outside of the library for a few weeks. Annoyed everyone in sight, basically. Yeah. In any case, it was nice. Let's do it again. Anyway, this guy was well known for this sort of thing, and to this day, apparently, I looked up his bio. He is first of all, he was a narrative developer for narrative director, I think, for Jedi Survivor, and also runs a bunch of narrative consultancy groups and works with a bunch of narrative consultancy groups like Latinx Gamers and stuff. He is very much, I will say, the typification of Latinx. He's an nth generation Hispanic immigrant and rabid leftist, identitarian type. It's a bit like Woodstock, but without any good music and in the lap of luxury. Like Woodstock was what it was because it was kind of genuinely kind of shitty, and that's what was interesting and cool about it. Oops. But this was on a college campus, and it was a bunch of, well-to-do yuppies. Oops. Who were, probably there, paid for by their parents or whatever, and were goofing off in front of the library instead of going to class. There. Because of course they were, right? Because they wanted to be part of the movement. They're there to be activists. They're not there for an education. As I've whined about this before, I've gone to some of these protest movements and things. And this was more recently. This was in 2020. I talked to some activists at a big protest. They were protesting the mere existence of a conservative woman. What's her name? Liberty Hangout is her.
It's already cooled off.
Is her
not worth it.
Page or whatever. I forgot her name. But they were protesting her very existence, and I was like, because I'm a professor, right? I was upset by them literally disrupting classes, and I was like, what the hell are you here for if you're not here, for an education? They're like, we're not here for an education. We're here to be activists. We're here to be activists in the community. And I'm just like, oh, so that's what we're doing. I see. I was very much ashamed, but when I'm thinking about it, that does track with my historical experience, if you will, because that goes back to my undergraduate days when a lot of the people I knew were literally just there for activism, right? They were there to be activists. And because college is where you do that sort of thing. Or it's a place where you can do that sort of thing, and it's kind of understood and forgiven, if you will. So again, this guy was one example of that, and he was a major dev, a narrative dev on a new major Star Wars title from EA.
That's that.
Which in a huge gaming company, huge IP, big game, AAA title. Some commie, some racially obsessed. I will add anti-family commie.
Don't cause any trouble.
And you can kind of tell, right? You can kind of tell that even though something like Jedi Survivor was not, they didn't consult with Sweet Baby specifically.
God be with you.
They absolutely consulted with. Well, I have steel. I could make another hunting sword. Do I? No. I have. I still. Is it better than my current one? Ooh. Wait. Oh yeah, no, mine is much better. I can sell that shitty one. Work axe. That'll be a heavy weapon. Alright, cool. I can switch between the two. Nice. I'm gonna make a hunting sword. Since I got the steel. Why not? Anyway though, yeah, so this is basically just some guy who is a race communist. I don't know if he's gay, but ideologically gay. Let's put it that way. So yeah, fine. Maybe it wasn't Sweet Baby specifically, but all of these things are essentially going to be the same ideologically. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All of these groups and these narrative development things are going to be the same ideologically. And they're essentially going to be wind up being indistinguishable, even if they are not the same group. They're indistinguishable because they have the same ideological source, and they also have the same funding source, a lot of which comes from the U.S. government. And not, again, this is, of course, in grave violation of what the CIA is even supposed to be. Pretending that the CIA actually fulfills or cares at the least bit about its mandate as being a foreign intelligence and counterintelligence agency. Because it's not. It is just as concerned with domestic spying and manipulation as it is foreign. But, it's... we should not be very surprised when we see, when we see shitty plot lines inserted into games where they don't make sense. The same demon whispering in their ear.
I'll never finish it like this. I should move it.
I heard it. I know what I'm doing, Henry. You know what you're doing, Henry.
This is useless. I should move it.
Same demon whispering in the rear. Yeah, I mean, the demon is essentially the U.S. deep state. It's the feds. It's the CIA. It's whatever. It's the baddies, if you will. Do I have to move it at all, or is it just gonna auto do this? No, it's gonna auto do it. All right, let's sleep and save, and then let's call it a night because it's afternoon. I'm probably gonna do more of this offline because I enjoy this. Let's see, is that better or worse than the one that I already made previously? It's worse. Oh, how is it worse? That's unfortunate. That's much worse. Why is it much worse? Huh. I'm gonna sharpen it real quick. And sharpen all of them real quick. How's that? Better. I can do better. Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess I'll do this. Sparks flying off the blade, it's a sign that you're sharpening correctly. If there's smoke, you're destroying the weapon. Henry will tell you if it's perfectly sharpened. Okay. I don't know what you would do to get a blade to smoke. Like, really. I'm going to assume that I've gotten it closer there. Okay, 94 is going to have to be good enough. I'll sharpen up the other one, and then the axe, and then I'll call it a night. Oh, that is dull. You can see the shitty edge on that. Anyway, yeah, I'll like I said, I will whine significantly about the specific plot points of Jedi Survivor on Thursday. Because I have a lot to complain about. I have a lot to compliment. I will say it's a fun game. The combat is nice. It is it's at least as good, if not better, than the last game. And the last game had some good combat. I will say that this is an improvement, I think, overall, with the new stances and things like that. It's not a huge improvement, but it's definitely an improvement. I like the combat. I love the blaster stance. I've always loved the concept of Jedi using a blaster in their offhand kind of thing. Blaster and lightsaber kind of thing. But I will say that there's issues with the narrative, like big issues with the narrative. And then there's also some relatively minor issues with the actual game design. The gameplay game design. Especially with, like, level design exploration stuff. My short summary version is that it reminds me a great deal of Metroid Prime, the first Metroid Prime, but not in a good way. It reminds me of some of the worst aspects of Metroid Prime 1. That isn't to knock Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime had some great qualities, but the level design, while mostly good, had some oddities to it, and let's just say that modern games should not have those same oddities. $93. All right, let's sharpen this one up so it'll sell for more, and then we can get her done.
That's more like it.
Wait, did I just sharpen it to 100? Oh, okay, that's totally doable then. I know how to do it now, okay. Oh, there you go. I'll also add that realistically, you absolutely do not want to grind a blade this much. You'll grind it away. Particularly if there are if there's sparks flying like this. Did I actually improve it at all there? Oh, 100%. Okay, cool. That one's a 98. That's good enough. Axe, 93. I'll do a little more. Why not? Only 1220. That's probably about good. 100%. Sweet. Okay. Now, where did he say my bed was? It was... I thought it would mark it on the map. Was it in the loft? At the loft, right? Nope, it's not. That's not it. Nope, that's not it either. Hey, excuse me. Where do I sleep? Sorry. Excuse me. Hey. Nope. That's definitely not it. Sorry. I guess it's not in the house. Okay, good to know. Great. At least I was not, attacked. Oh, it's in here. Okay, I can sleep in here. Somewhere. How do I light a torch? Someone help me. It's in here. A woodshed? That's not it. I really should have asked. Felt dumb asking, but... Oh no. Well, this is the grocer. This isn't it. No, that's not that. I'm basically trying every button here. Nope, that is sword. I don't want to draw my sword. Is it this? It's an outhouse. It ain't this. Shoot. I need to find out where I'm sleeping. And then I will actually call it a night. I know I've been saying this, but I will, I swear. Is it this? No, I can't open that. What in the world? Somebody help me. Oh. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Ooh! Ooh! I got my various stuffs and things. My DLC stuff. I'm not gonna use this stuff just yet. Not gonna use this just yet. I am gonna sell all that stuff. All this is dirty. That's fine. Good to know. Alright, sweet. Those gloves. Those for me? They're for me. Yeah, blacksmith's kit. I'll take that too. Sure. Apron. Armorer's kit. Alright. Let's take a nap and call it a night. Oh, I'm gonna wake up hungry. Alright, well, let's call it a night there, huh? Alrighty then. Well, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I had a wonderful time. This is at least as delightful as the first game, which, by the way, if you have not seen or have not played or whatever, or if you just want to see me play and me talk about it, there's a link to the full playlist of the first game in the description. So check it out. It is one of my longer game streams. So sit down, get yourself something nice to drink. I've got a delightful cup of tea here still, which I still have about half of. So good night. Have a watch. I'll also be putting some things in there, stuff about Plato's Theory of the Soul and stuff about where I got the image from the thumbnail and things like that. So check out the description after the fact. I'll also probably throw some of that in the Discord too. So hope to see you there. Hope to see you on Thursday for Star Wars Jedi Outcast. There it is. I hope to see you next week for more Kingdom Come. And until then, thank you all so much. I'll see you next time. And remember, don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good. Good night, folks.